If you're a small to medium sized church and you're looking to improve or add or even start live streaming, today we're going to be talking about a camera that I think has a place on just about any live streaming setup. And it's the OBSBOT Tail Air. It's in this little case right here. And so we're going to be talking about some of the features that it has. What is it good for? What is it not good for? I've been playing with it around for a few weeks, and it's pretty impressive. There's not really a whole lot of bad to say about it. You know, there's a few limitations to it, but for the price, this thing is amazing. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Marcel Alejandro, and I'm on a mission to help small to medium-sized churches figure things out when it comes to media, production, sound, lights, live streaming. And I know that out there, especially in the small churches, there's super volunteers that are just making hearts out of guts. I really want to help out and share a little bit of the things that I've been able to learn over the years. Now, let's go ahead and take a closer look to this tiny little camera. I mean, it's tiny, but it packs a massive, massive punch. And for under $500, this is probably the best 4K PTZ camera there is out there. All right, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the different features and use cases for this camera. Now, full disclosure, OBSBOT did send me these two cameras. Actually, the one that I'm recording this video on is the second one of these. They sent me two cameras along with some other accessories, and we'll talk about that in a little bit later on the video. But the first thing is that it's a PTZ camera. It stands for pan, tilt, and zoom. So, you know, it has a rotating gimbal, it pans and it tilts and definitely can zoom. That's one of the limitations of this camera, the zoom, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on the video. The other thing that it has, it runs on a battery. When streaming or recording at 1080-30, it can last up to 2 or just over 2 hours. Some of the interfaces here, you can actually locally record with an SD card, micro SD card. Also, you have a micro HDMI. So if you're integrating it into your live stream and you have either a capture card or bringing it into A10 Mini or A10 Mini Pro, you can definitely do that. Now, one of the things I really like about this camera, speaking of connectivity and bringing it into your live streaming setup, is the versatility, because it also supports NDI. Now, it can do a couple of different ways. You can either do it over the Wi-Fi. All right. Again, it's on a battery, so you can just put this on a light stand. You can put it on a camera stand, put it on one of those magic arms and just hang it and get some creative shots. Or using their Ethernet adapter, you can actually connect it not only to the network and bring the NDI feed that way, but it also supports PoE, which is power over Ethernet. And that's just great, because then you can just put it anywhere. And as long as you have it connected to the PoE, you never have to worry about the battery running out on it. Now, another thing about this camera that is quite amazing is the AI tracking. Bar none, it's probably the best AI tracking on a PTZ camera, especially at the price point. At $499 for this camera, it's just great. The framing of it is great. And I've been playing with this camera for a few weeks now, and we've used it in some of the live setups, and it's just awesome. It does have two little microphones, and the sound quality is not the greatest, but it's okay. It's usable on a pinch. But one of the things it does have an aux in, so you can bring in an external microphone, like I'm using right now. It's connected directly to the camera, especially if you're using this standalone. All right, let's say you're in the lobby and you're taking a few shots and you're interviewing people and you want to use it that way, definitely an external mic. But if you're bringing it in, if you already have a setup and you're just adding this to your setup and you're bringing it, let's say over NDI, or you're using the HDMI, chances are you already have a streaming computer and you're going to be bringing your audio from the console. But if you're starting with absolutely nothing and all you have is this camera and you just want to be able to stream, you can actually stream it right from the camera using their app from your cell phone. Maybe connected to your Wi-Fi. If you're not connected to the Wi-Fi, over your data. And then my recommendation would be to, invest on an external mic and put it on your pastor, so at least you can start spreading the word, and you get decent video, you're gonna get decent audio, and you can start. Now, if you get two of these cameras, then you can do a multi-shot, and you can actually get their OBSBOT live app, and you can control everything from your phone. Like, you don't even need a computer. It actually had, the app has this thing, it's called the Director's Grid, which is gonna give you some of the different framings. Also, if you can set up to three presets, so you can choose from the different presets, and start and stop the AI tracking. Typically, if you're gonna be using it for church and as a fallow cam for pastor, it's just gonna track a person. But this is so versatile. If you're a content creator also, it can do object following. So if you want to follow an actual object, or you can follow a group. I'm telling you, the AI tracking on this camera is exceptional, okay? So now, one of the things that this camera has is gesture control. You can control the tracking, the start and stop recording, also zoom. It has a predetermined zoom, and you can also do dynamic zoom. I don't recommend having gesture controls on when you're using it for streaming. So if pastor happens to do a gesture, it can start or stop the recording, or even the AI tracking. But if you're using it for yourself, again, as a content creator, you don't have anybody, and you need a camera, you can start and stop recording. I'm not gonna do the start and stop because I'm recording right now. But if I go like this, and I give it like a high five, that'll activate the auto tracking. So there it is. So now if I stand up, and it's buttery smooth. And it's pretty fast, and I'll show you on the stage, how quick it is and how to face it out. And then if I go like this, it'll stop the tracking again. So now it's stopped. Let me make sure that we're good. Let's go ahead and, here I can use the little gimbal. You got like a little joystick. There you go. That you can control it. Now, if I go like this and we do the L sign, it zoomed. Now it zoomed me, it cut my head off. But let's go ahead and do that again. And there you go. Or I can do dynamic zoom. And it has a digital zoom. It doesn't, and again, like I said, that's one of the limitations. It's only a digital zoom. It's up to 4 times digital. Your quality starts to deteriorate a little bit. You can start to see a lot of the pixelation, and it doesn't look as sharp as if you were to be, maybe 1 time or 1.5 times zoom. Right now, this is just completely all the way zoom out. Just make sure. Yeah, I have it pretty close. I'm about maybe 4 or 5 feet away from it, and it looks really good. All right, let's go ahead and go to the stage, and let's go ahead and take a look at what this camera looks in action. If you're gonna be using this camera at your church for live streaming, it has to be fairly close to the stage. It doesn't have optical zoom. It only has digital zoom, so it goes up to 4 times. Right now, the camera is roughly about 13 feet away from where I am, and you can either put it on a light stand. Our stage here is about 2 feet off the ground, and the camera is actually hanging off the roof. Okay, so it's pretty much at eye level with me right now. It's probably 7 feet off the floor. If you're able to do that, that's ideal. It's kind of like in the middle of the hallway, so it doesn't obstruct anybody. We keep it pretty dark during worship service, so it really is not a distraction. And with this, not having a screen and it's black, it's almost invisible and people can't see it just because it's not in their face. Now they know it's there, but it doesn't really bother anybody. So for a different church setup, it's gonna have to be fairly close. Right now, it's zoomed in about 1.5 times, like I said, okay? And just to show you some of the hand gestures that you can do. So for example, if I go like this, so I'm just, looking at myself here, and now it just zoomed into 2 times, right? So that's a gesture. We turn them off for the service just because, I don't want if pastor does some kind of a gesture that it activates something that I don't want to do it, but I just want to show you the functionality, right? Now I can go like this now, and that's the full shot. So that's all the way out, again, 13 feet away, that's what they would see. But if I go like this, it's a 2x zoom, come on. And then I can move it with your joystick. So like I said, if you only have your phone and you're streaming from your phone, or even if you have it connected via NDI, you can actually control the camera, with your phone. And there's this thing that I absolutely love. It's called the Director's Grid, and it gives you a few shots. I don't know why it's, because I'm not tracking right now. So I'm gonna start tracking. So if I go like this, let's see if it picked me up. If I go like this, it starts the auto tracking. Now if I go to the Director's Grid, it gives me a few options, right? So on air is what you actually see, but I can go like half body right here, right? Which looks the same as the close-up. Well, that's as close as you can zoom. But, I have the auto tracking moving right now. This is at the standard speed, and it's doing a really good job at following. I don't think there's a pastor that's going to be running on the stage or anything like that. You can actually certainly make it faster, just to show you what that looks like. So if we go here to the tracking speed, let's go fast. And I can move pretty fast. It's going to keep up with me. Now it can get a little jerky, so I just keep it at standard. I think that's a good pace. Most pastors are just going to move. You can even go slower than that. But this Director's Grid right here, it just gives you a few shots. So you can, and because it's a digital zoom, as you can see, it cuts into it. So it almost feels as though you have two cameras when all you have is just the one, and it gives you that dynamics. Now you can certainly add a second camera, which, makes it great. So there you go. And then I can go like with a wide shot, so, for added dynamics. And as you can see, it's almost like it's cutting into it. And then let's go ahead and let's go to the close-up. So this would be, I believe that's 4 times zoomed in. Yeah, there you go. So that's all the way zoomed in. It gets a little pixelated. Is it the greatest picture quality you're going to get out of a camera? No. But an argument can be made that I don't think it's made for that. It's for the versatility that it gives you, and how you can really, in the palm of your hand, you can control everything. And even if you have it connected via NDI or via HDMI, you can still control it and actually stream from your device, like right from your cell phone. So again, if you're starting out and you have absolutely nothing, okay, all you have is a cell phone, a camera, and a desire to spread the word to as many people as you possibly can, this is all you need. And for under $500, I think this camera is exceptional. The customer service, I've been talking to the OBSBOT people and asking them questions and all that, and they are now, as a main camera for a smaller setup, and we're a decent sized church. We can sit about 200 people, but because we're able to have the camera pretty much very close within 12, 13 feet of the stage, it works out. And if you're a bigger church and you already have some kind of a setup, there's definitely a spot for this, for creative shots, from shots of the piano, multiple different shots from the piano and on the stage. You can put it right next to the stage. It's almost invisible, especially against a black background. Or creative shots or multiple different shots from the drum set and the different musicians. There's definitely a place for this camera on any kind of setup. And the fact that it can be done wirelessly, you don't need a cable, you can just bring it in via NDI over the Wi-Fi, I think it works great. It's definitely a workhorse. I'm excited about having this camera. And even if we upgrade in the future and we go with other cameras, we can use it for other things. Now let's go ahead and do some final thoughts, okay? As you can see, this camera is extremely versatile. There's so much that you can do with it. And And you know, it doesn't come without any limitations. If you started with absolutely nothing, or a cell phone like we did for many years, and you just want to start streaming or upgrading, for about $500, I don't think it gets any better than this. You know, you get the PTZ, you get the AI tracking, you have very decent quality. The caveat is, you'll have to get it really close to the stage. If that's not an issue, this is a no-brainer, okay? And if you have a second camera and now you can do a multi-shot, even better. So for pretty much $1,000 and a cell phone, okay, you don't even need a computer if you don't have it, you can start doing that. Now, if you do need that optical zoom because you have to put it 30, 40 feet away, OBSBOT does have their Tail 2. It's the bigger brother to the Tail Air, and that one does have optical zoom and a few other features. So that's a great camera as well. And then you can integrate it and even control it with the same app, so if you want to keep it within the ecosystem. But as far as the Tail Air, what this will be great for a bigger setup is being able to get some creative shots. You know, the drum set, even the keys. And again, because you don't need wires, you can put it with a battery, you can just put this there, and it's tiny. You can put it anywhere. Is it going to replace a big camera setup? No, and it was not intended for that. But this is so versatile. And then for content creators, if you're on the lobby, you're interviewing people, you're just getting people's impressions about the service, or you're doing announcements, recording announcements, and you need a camera that just kind of does it all, I think this is a no-brainer. So I absolutely love it. I thank OBSBOT for sending these cameras out to us. They've been amazing. I'm gonna leave some links on the description below. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for your support. If you liked the video, please subscribe, give it a like, share it, leave me a comment. I'll be posting more videos about our setup here at church, and we can all learn together. All the best, and God bless. Take care.